I've been a bad boy, done a lot of work here and I haven't turned the camera on. So I'll give you a little bit of a catch up. It's been frustrating stuff, just a lot of time, but yeah, nothing has changed. Air leaks. Right, I'll turn the light on, not that you can see air. No noise. I have had all that dashed to pieces again. I have broken fittings in there. I had to replace a couple of fittings. Had these plastic elbows. So yeah, pulled the O-ring out of one of those. That's the end of that. Had to go and buy 2 brass ones, which is better fix anyway. And you go to do that, and then I've broken out a couple of air lines off in there, and the window one, I couldn't get that to seal, and recut the ends, refitted, and I virtually have cut and rejoint most things in there. So yeah, I didn't turn the camera on because it's not family friendly when I was doing that. I think the master's on. Yeah. So the other little thing I've done is, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Oh well, if I turn that off, silly Billy. There, we have some dimmer lights. That's that one. Managed to get all those going. Not going to keep going, but they're in there. Buzzer, got that. Don't know if it's meant to do that or not, but that's what this one's doing. We don't have low air because I've got the shop air plugged into the truck. So if I push the dash forward, there's the try and get the camera in there. There's our air gauge. So I can unhook the shop air and it'll hold air for a couple of hours. We're getting there slowly. Just turn that noise off. Right, so I've got a lot of tools still sitting up here in the cab. So while I'm holding air, I'll turn the lights off. Any cab lights I've got going. Still got a lot of wiring to figure out. Got a long way to go with all that. I'll just bring you down here. I'll show you what I've been doing here. So it's taken me all day to do the dash, and I've gone and put the chambers on. Obviously put all 4 on, but I've run into a minor technicality. I do need to release the hoses and twist them, and they're not currently in the correct positions under there. That one's not bad, but yeah, that one there you can see it's heading for the high-speed drive shafts within the last 2 seconds. So I'll just rotate all those and lock them up. But my next little problem I'm having is, I'll take you underneath here to show you. Yeah. I do apologise for not leaving the camera on to show you a lot of what I do, but it's just diagnosing with a spray bottle with some soap suds, bubble mixture in it, and just finding air leaks. I mean, I had some big ones under here on tanks and that, but I've still got, I think the air dryer might have a little one. Hard to hear, there's a bit of wind outside and there's a lot of road noise. We're not far from a busy road here. So I'll come out early in the morning. Things are pretty quiet, there's no wind. Just get my massive work light here. My next issue I'm having is, yeah, I can hear a leak just here somewhere. It's going to annoy me. My OCD of getting things right. I don't know what it is. I'll spray it. I talked about it in the early stages. I pulled one off and I think I showed it, but no one ever commented because I didn't have many followers at the time. And still, my channel's growing, which I appreciate. These slack adjusters, that obviously doesn't line up with the clevis there. You can't unwind them. Normally there's a pin or a button you pull and what I'm used to, and you can unwind. But these ones, for the life of me, I had one off and I laid it all out on the bench and just really looked at it, and it's a one wind ratchet system. It's just one way. You can't, I just couldn't figure it out. So obviously that won't line up. even with a bar in there, because it's the shoes aren't quite touching on the bottom, but they're touching the top of the drum. The drum is hanging down because there's no wheel on there. That's the problem as well. But that's, yeah, it's still too tight. So I'm going to have to, let's turn the camera a bit for you. I'm going to pop the clips. I'll take the pop back off and I'll pop the clips and I'll slip it off the spline if it'll come off, and I'll just put it back on and I'll readjust it. So anyway, I've got two to do like that. So not too bad, I suppose, considering the other ones went on nice, but yeah, this one here is just way too tight. There's just no way you're going to get that. It's going to drag the brake. I'll see if I can get it off. Right, I'll turn you off and I'll bring you back when I've disassembled and let you know how it went. Right, where am I up to? Slack adjusters. Had them off. I just rotate them a bit, slip them back on the spline and put all the shims back in and just do the adjuster until it lines up with the shaft. So that's my way of fixing that. As I talked about, I do not know how you can unwind those ones. I don't understand them. So the brakes are on at the moment. I'll just leave that for that. And what have I been doing? So I've moved on to the city horn. And yes, the wiring is still a big mess under here. So I've had the horn off. It's got a broken terminal, so I made another one just to overcome that problem. Took it out, chucked 12 volts on it, and it works. Now we've got an orange wire here that runs back up through the loom. Can't read any numbers on it. It's dead. So that's one issue there. Right, got an orange wire laying here, coming down out of the loom, and that is live. So, don't know where or what that does. It goes up into the dash. You won't be able to see it, but on my toolbox there's a green piece of paper, 283 horn button, 280 circuit breakers, and 243 horn wire. So obviously I've got the numbers for the wiring. Got into there, and 243 and 280. So there's the circuit breaker. Now that's dead when you test that. There's nothing in there. Key off, key on, there's nothing there. But this shows how much I know about wiring. Sorry about the seat squeaking. There's very little. So my live wire, I just used an old buzzer. There, it's actually out of a Mac, an R series Mac. People will love it. It won't do anything, so I haven't got the relay in. But the minute you earth that live wire to try and make the buzzer go, it just clicks in the relay and we get nothing through the buzzer. So I'm at a bit of a loss there. By the time this video goes up, I eventually will figure it out. I realized the horn button will earth the system, so I am missing an earth wire from down there back up to the column, but that's not an issue. But I'm just trying to figure out the feed supply, and after a lot of fighting with it, managed to get the right hand indicator to go. I had to steal a bulb out of the left because the right didn't have two good ones. Overcome that little issue. Still got a connection issue down there in my spaghetti of wiring, but we're working through that. So here we are, putting the first of the diesel in the truck. Right, we're putting a bit in the second tank, doing quarter in each tank roughly. Give you a bit of a walk around, hope you can hear me over the noise. Obviously as you see it's running. The main concern was I could smell the electrical, so I shut it off there for a minute. I do it a lot, I'm just not too sure what was going on. I was doing some funny things in the air system, secondary and primary different pressures. Don't think the alternator is charging, it's not showing up on that. A few wiring things to get through. Got oil pressure up there. And that. The oil pressure sensor switches, obviously I put a new one in it, but the oil pressure light's still going off with the buzzer. Don't know what's going on with that. A lot of things to figure out. We'll have a little walk around. I know it's noisy. Just what it did, unedited, just fired and running. So here's my pumping system down here. A quarter power unit. Didn't seem to want to work, but it pumped enough fuel up for me. Obviously. One thing it does do is it runs very clean as engine. Exhaust leaks I've got. Time will tell with that. Got to watch the water temperature. The fan isn't going. I'll show you under there. I've unhooked all the air solenoid so the fan clutch doesn't engage. Typical Cummins. Runs right though, nothing bad about it. Stand back here and get rid of an overview. I haven't got the other shop door open. It's pretty clean though, there's three little haze up there. No wind here today, so nothing to blow the fumes away. Alright. Warm up, I'll give it a bit of cold, see what it does. engine is. I know you can meddle with the pumps and all sorts of things, but I like it. This runs spotless. Really good. Obviously, I mean, as you know, if you watch me from the very start, it's been 10 years it was parked up and we got it running. We drove it around the paddock, around the fields here, gave it a bit of a run, but it hasn't been out on the highway and done anything. Had no load on it. It's pretty incredible, really. Obviously, my goal is to get it road legal or to get it looking presentable and get it out on the road, to go down the side road and give it a run, see what it's going to do. Got a long way to go yet. Going to sort the oil pressure problem out. I don't think Golden Over is making power, and yeah, but we'll work our way through it. We've got to sort out that fan issue. All the wiring on there, nothing's hooked up on there, so got to get the temperature into it. Probably take the sensors out of the head and I'll put them in hot water and see if they open and close. Figure out the wiring for that. Alright, we're going to do a bit of a parts review. Everything turned up. Appreciate the man who brought it down for me. So we'll start off up here. What I ordered. Could have gone to some fancy round lights, multiple line, doodah, but anyway, yeah, I stayed with these LEDs, kept it simple. Headlights, I've got some headlights in there. I didn't go to LED because you can buy all that stuff off Amazon, eBay, as you're all aware overseas, but for us, it doesn't quite work that way. It's got left hand, right hand dip and all that. So I've stayed with some normal, it's got adapters in it. I'll just pull one out to show you. So they're an old style halogen bulb light. But the idea is I'll end up putting an LED bulb in them. I'll investigate that and just put some of those in there. And if they don't like it, I can easily just take the bulb out instead of getting a whole LED light, headlight, and yeah, getting a fail and your light's no use to you. So that's my plan there, because I mean, we're not going to go trucking very far at night. We'll move on. It's obviously 4 of those. Lucky enough, got some window seals. There's the number. It was a bit of a lucky day. So they're in there. I've pulled one out and laid it out already. Made sure I had the right ones. Brand new. Very happy to have those. Airbags. These numbers. I'm not saying that is correct, but with the research we did out of the books, and I've done a test fit already. See, they didn't come with any nuts on them. Oh, fix that problem. So the mounting holes on the top, they line up. I held one up against the chassis. That seems to be alright. Starting at the back there again. Stick some of these mud flaps. Got some low trailer ones. They should line up with the rear bumper on this truck. Yes, they are modern transport engineers due to the history of this truck. I'll put those on there. It pulls an MTE trailer as well, so we'll keep it all as one. And I bought the shocks from there as well. This all come from Mike's Transport Warehouse. They had, this was on the shelf, this stuff. It comes with all your mounting hardware, obviously rubbers, bushes, all the bits and pieces in there. I'll show you the number. I realise not everyone's going to buy one of these every day. So that's the number we've run with, and I've sat it against the old ones that I took off, and they line up. So they seem to be right. I was going to paint them, but I think I'll leave them black, because unless you stretch them right out and paint them, it shows obviously. I'll just leave it simple. I'll just show you the front ones I got the other day. They were up here. These had to come from in town. They didn't have them in Hamilton when I went up there, and they were going to order them for me. I said, I'll just do it here. I should have done it up there, but I didn't. You make mistakes. So yeah, I think these are black as well. Yes, they are. Yeah. Oh, I'll just leave them all the same colour. They're tied, those ones. So they're front shocks. We yeah, cross-referenced a few numbers and obviously had one as a sample. And what else? Air filter. Nothing special about that. Go anywhere and buy those. They had it up there. So that's my shopping list. So we'll start and fit some of those airbags and get those in and get the shocks in. Start and close in around the truck a bit. Don't need access under there then. Rear shocks are installed. I've got to wipe all that and I'll paint all that yet. The shocks come in the black, so I've just left them like that. I was going to paint them white, but yeah, decided against all that. So very rare ones, and obviously that axle there, got those in. You can just get the top nut on, only just. You got to push down real hard to squeeze the rubber to get it started. So I've moved to the front. The front ones had these bands around them. I asked my boy to unpackage it for me. I was laying under there and I hear him cut the strap. It's like, bing, he goes, oh dad, they self-expand. Awesome. I hope I can get it in, otherwise I have to put something around it. It's all fixable. I'm just going to show you something. I know the lighting's pretty bad under here. I'm fighting to get the rubbers on the onto where these go. Put that down somewhere so I don't spill it. So I'm back to the old cooking oil. Make a big mess. Put it on the rubbers. Oh yeah, that's going to work. Ooh. Bit hard to do one-handed. I had 100 different rags here before, and I've lost them all now. I've lost my other work light. I'm incredible. I've got a big spotlight shining underneath. Alright, got that on. Geez, that was tight. And got my red steel rescue product. It goes on everything anything to do with the running gear. Let's get that on. I was watching YouTube this morning and I see everyone's gone to the big national truck show in America, Mike the Truck Nut, and I see even Jay Paydirt's there. Not that I've watched him, but and Chad Keegan, he's another one I sometimes watch. Not really one for little kids, his channel, but he's alright. Bit of a character. Alright, I know what I am going to do. Turn the master switch off in case I drop the shock and it falls back against the starter. We don't need that. So my boy cut it, as I said, so we'll see how we go for length. I'll sit that down in there. I can't even see where the front one is. Oh, way up there. Yeah, he shouldn't have cut it. Give me a bit of a mission. We'll try. We'll just try. Yeah. Now, that's what happens when you got staff. Very helpful. Oh, yeah, might need two hands for this. Alright, I'm going to turn you off and I'll bring you back when it's on. Alright, I'll show you this. Due to my helpful labour unit cutting the strap around it, holding the shock together, I couldn't get it on, so I've just put a load binder or ratchet around it. I've managed to got the top on. I just ratcheted it up, no drama. Try and show you in there. Yeah, it's down around the eyelet there. So I've got it all on. Just got to do the nuts up now. So that's what you do if you go to retract one. Just a little, tiny wee little load binder strap. So here's what they look like when they come out of the box. That's what I was talking about. We've got this on it. They're under a bit of tension. Probably the wrong length. Probably still end up putting the strap on it. But that's right. We'll see if it works. We'll get under there. Got my 4 rubbers there. And I'll just chuck a bit of sunflower oil on them and we're into it. Alright, I have no idea where I'm up to with my footage. I'm probably going to show you double here. I can edit it. Airbags are in. There's nothing hard about that. Just a bit of jacking just to match the frame. Obviously the wheels are off, so got that sitting on blocks. Just don't want the diff to hang. Pull the bags. Plumbing, just done the plumbing, figured all that out. It's not hard to do when it's got a memory. You sit it all back on the truck and you can see where it went. Plus I labelled it. My ties are still on there, on the valve. Got the crossover line here. It'll sit in there. Yeah, I know it's a shame. I've gone and blasted and painted, done all the work and then put old lines back on. But it's like I've talked about. A lot of that's just paint on the lines too, previous overspray job. They're not too bad, but I'll go through and I'm happy to buy a roll of this one day and the ferrule's required and I'll just slowly replace it. It's not hard to do. We'll just get it operational, get it all back together. So we're going to have a go at raising the Titanic. I do not know. Right, we have no air. Oh. Woo. There's only 60 pound in the truck. Wow. That bag's filling. That one's filling. Probably going to run out of air. Quite a bit to fill those. See the other one's going up at the front. Oh, there's quite a bit already showing on the front bags. Down in there. Must be the height of the diff. I'd have to lift it. Go. Pop that one out. These ones are going to do the same. Go bang. Don't think I'm over height. No, I'm in line with the valve now. Just yeah, sort of. Sorry, not him. They could do with a bit more in them. Just to unfold them. I'll see if I can do it. I'll dump a bit of air out. Not much pressure in there. Front ones will be pretty extended now. I haven't pulled the valve to pieces up here. I just haven't touched it. We'll just put it all together and see what it does. It's pretty cool. I got one leaking joint up here. I could just hear it. When the truck's out of air, I'll disconnect. I just cut them and rejoin them. A lot of it's just they've worn on the joint. It's a bit of a just to get me through. We're all on a budget. I've got to figure out my new air lines in there. I've tried to route them. I don't want them rubbing, but then I might tie them together. I don't know what the answer is there. Don't want to wrap them and stuff. We'll just get the diffs doing the emotions, dump the air, raise the air, and I'll see where they all go. Overall, just sit back a bit and looks pretty good. So So I can mount the rear bumper now with all the lights and work on that. So I don't need access into there anymore where I've just been. Okay, with what you've just watched, I'm going to obviously chuck an end on this. I appreciate you all following, and I see I've just gained more and more subscribers every day. As you would have seen, we've achieved a fair bit. It was a big achievement to get the cab on, and then to get it fired up was another one. But I knew starting it was going to cause a lot more problems for me. Yeah, obviously a lot of air leaks, as you would have seen. I've chased and still chasing. And then the electrical. Yeah, I'm just no good with electrics, eh? I do figure it out eventually, but pretty slow at learning with that stuff. I've got to check that the alternator is actually charging. I haven't diagnosed that yet. And the oil pressure, low oil pressure light / buzzer will not go off in the cab. But somebody said to me, I was talking to them about it, and they said, oh, if the alternator's not charging, that can also cause you a problem. So I need to go through a few things. I've checked the wiring harness from the sensor unit back to the ECM on the engine, and with paperclip and omens and all that tests all right. So I'm not sure, but the next thing to do is to put a gauge in with actual pressure switches and make sure there's nothing wrong in there. It has got a manual gauge in the cab, so we know we've got oil pressure. And yeah, obviously getting the airbags in and the shocks, that's another big step forward for us. Just working through it today. Got a little bit done on it, but a lot of other things happen around here, so some days don't get a lot done. But I just wanted to say thanks again for following me, and yeah, make sure you go and follow those other people out there too, which I don't put links to, but like Mike the Truck Nut, and I watch Chad Keegan, and old two-stroker Wayne. He's an interesting character to watch. He's a bit of a Detroit man. I just like watching those guys. So with that, I'll say thanks and appreciate you watching.